Hi, how are you doing? You know, sex in the office place is not new. It's been going on forever. Usually, the man had a great job. It might have been the boss, but somebody who was male who usually had power, and then the female was usually an underling, maybe a secretary, a files clerk, someone in the mail room, or whatever. And often, the male stayed in his marriage and had sex at work with people he had power over. Well, since women have been moving up in the workplace and getting better and better jobs, we see more and more that men are picking women who are also in high powered jobs at the office. And in this case, it's TJ Holmes and Amy, what's her name? Robach, both on Good Morning America 3. And who knows what really happened, but they claim that when they went off to the Queen's Jubilee, they spent a lot of time together. They started seeing each other, having sex, and came back in a full blown affair. Well, that was a job. They were paid to go off on that trip and they were paid to work. So there is a question about, how is all this going to work out? There has to be some sort of rules so people can feel comfortable when their partner is working with coworkers. And a lot of people who are married do abide by rules because otherwise marriages would be just a mess. So there is the rule of fidelity, there is the rule of honesty, there is the rule of trying to hold back. Infatuations are great, and you're always happiest when you have a new relationship. The person always looks better than the person you have at home, be it wife or husband, and it lasts a couple years that people are infatuated with each other, and then the reality sets in. They may or may not be better than the person you left. But I think having a public display of your infatuation on television and kind of rubbing the noses of your partners or your ex-partners now in the glory of your newfound romance and humiliating them with their co-workers, their families, their friends, I think is very low class. I don't think these people are people that can be trusted because they're only looking out for themselves. When they went off on that trip and they decided to get into this relationship, and now they're laughing all over the place on television, a major television morning show geared for families. A lot of times people who are watching these shows are wives who are home while their husbands are at work with co-workers. I don't think this works well. I just don't think this settles and relieves the stress of families. There are always people at work who are going to be running after your husband, usually, and sometimes also the wife. And if people can't work without having sex with each other at work, then how in the world are marriages going to work in the future? There's going to be so much jealousy that most people are going to feel that if their job calls for working late or working with a partner, as do many policemen. Many policemen have female workers. They work in a car with a female all day. Many firemen are sleeping in firehouses with women, and they need to be together for overnights. If you can't have trust, if there is no good faith, then marriages are going to be just a wreck and workplaces are going to be places where marriages dissolve. And it's going to bring some of the job anger that we see occasionally, where a husband usually comes in with a gun and starts shooting up people in the workplace. And then the kids. I don't think TJ Holmes has any kids. I guess Amy doesn't either. But many families have kids involved. And if we encourage and laugh and run off skipping down the street with these workplace romances, kids are going to be involved also. And if the kids' friends know that the mom or dad is on television and then sees this kind of nonsense playing out on television, it's going to be extremely hard on the kids. So I guess you can tell I'm not for this. I'm not for this playing out as a great happy Christmas story. I'm glad they found each other, if they do want to find each other, but I think they need some sort of taste. I think they need some sort of respect for their former partners. I think they need some sort of respect for the office. And I think they need to be considerate. They're not trustworthy people. You send them off to work, and there they are having sex with each other on the job. Absolutely crazy. So I don't watch Good Morning America 3, and this certainly doesn't make me want to start watching it. I used to see TJ Holmes when he was working as a all-night newscaster, but he worked up to this job, and now he's doing this kind of nonsense, and I think it's just crazy. I'm ready to say goodbye to TJ, and I don't know anything about Amy, but what do you think? Is this good? Should everyone be laughing at this? I don't know. Well, please like and subscribe. Bye.